have been writing these songs since back when I couldn't even have me a phone. Back when it's, yeah, riding with God till it's backwards. That's my dog, hit a Scooby. And I hear you talking that scripture, but ain't no action that don't move me. Yeah, conversation ain't about winning some souls. I'm good, and that's gonna lose me. And I never needed the world approval, cause I know who gon' choose me. Hey, yeah. Walking the wall for real, yeah. I ain't no killer, but if it's a demon, I feel like I'm trained to kill. Hey, hop in the field for God like football players, we train to drill. Yeah, big God, know how to live. Thought you would know what it is. Hey, fake friends wanna watch my back. Be the same ones going put a knife in it. All the betrayal be the reason I don't like many. I was taught growing up, we don't fight many. Introverted, so I'm cool, I don't like many. I need a dime on my side, I don't like pennies. Couple racks in a day for a life finish. Look at life, I got everything I like in it. I'm royalty. Keep the love if it don't come with loyalty. Out the way I've been living enjoyable. Found some peace, everything moving joyously. But honestly, I'm searching for peace in a while. I see. This when it get good. Pull these up. Double time. Just watch. See, they knew about the football. They didn't know I really was. You know what I'm saying? We had these. We was using these long before we picked up football. I love basketball. Don't get it twisted. These bad boys lethal. I just don't use them on people no more. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way. Let's get back to this work. Dear mama, I tried to fix it. I love your daughter through hell and backwards, but she don't get it. Over-expressing love and affection, she steady tripping. Mistakes I made in the past that are hard to say not to listen. And I love her, but it's hard when she... And if you ain't know before, you finna find out there's no such thing as me working out without getting my Bahama Mama from Tropical Smoothie. As you see, I'm getting in the car to go there right now as we speak. So I want y'all to take a quick trip with me to get the Bahama Mama. You got to add the protein in there with the shot of B12. The B12 is for extra energy and to boost the metabolism. If you really like that, if you really trying to take care of that temple, you ought to know. And if you don't know, go find out. But be right back in the GIF. I'm finna go get that. If you want to tag along, tag along. Better yet, you ain't got no choice. Hey, I can't figure it out. And love ain't lived here for a minute, but you wanna figure me out. I've been living my best life for a minute. I feel like it's killing me now. So how could I trust you knowing that when I need you, you wouldn't? Can I do a Cali breakfast flatbread with sausage? And then can I do a Bahama Mama with whey protein and B12? Oh, I got that Bahama Mama. I'm about to smash. And before we get into the devotion for the day, got to take a sip of that. Ooh, when that kicks out, you gotta get that Bahama Mama. You gotta get it. Please get it. And one thing that God has continuously stressed to me during this time of my life is two things. For one, priorities, and for two, idols. And honestly, I could switch them. I would say number one is idols, and number two, your idols will be a reflection of your priorities. I'm in a transition phase in my life where I've had to let go of a lot of things if I really want God the way I said I have. You know, when I first gave my life to Christ, I had to let go of a lot, and a lot of things actually let go of me that I wasn't even trying to let go of, but I did need to get rid of out of my life. Now, at this point in time, God has really had me in a season of patience, not from a standpoint of things not happening, but being patient enough to see the things that should be happening and letting them happen. Like I have a tendency, or in past times, I've had a tendency to try to force things in my life to happen. Whole time it wasn't even God's will. But the moment I got back, sat down and got me some rest and allowed for God to take over my mind and for him to have top priority in my life and for me to sit still long enough. Sometimes God being a priority looks like sitting still and not doing anything until the priority speaks to you about what needs to happen next. We subconsciously don't prioritize God as number one when we try to make other things happen that he hadn't told us to do yet. Like if you don't prioritize God's voice, how can you prioritize God, right? So don't go without hearing his voice. And that's what he's been drilling into my mind, because everything that's been happening since I've started to listen to him has been falling into place. But the moment I try to get off, it's like when Peter stopped looking at Jesus, he started looking at the water, his circumstances around him start to sink, right? So I just want to encourage y'all, what you need to do as you go through life is allow for God to speak to you. Allow for God not only to speak to you, but allow him to speak before you move. Nothing in life is worth doing before God tells you to do it, right? It's not that important. It's not that fun. It's not that good. And it's not going to end as well as what he has planned for you will. So you might as well just wait on him. We serve a God that exists outside of time. So he might take 2 years to speak. But what he takes 2 years to speak on can happen in 1 day after he speaks, versus you taking 2 years and 1 day to make it happen out of your own will. And now by the time you get what he would have gave you in 1 day, now you tired. You know, doing things by yourself and forcing things to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen quicker. It just might look like you working and seeing progress during a time where God would have had you sitting still waiting on an answer. But it still happened the same amount of time. Or a lot of times what happened is we delay ourselves. Don't be like the children of Israel and wander for 40 years when you're right next to the promised land. All you got to do is sit still and be obedient. Not listening to God and trying to do things your own way, it's still a sin. It's still a form of disobedience, right? So don't be like the children of Israel. Don't miss out on your blessing or have your blessing be delayed because you wouldn't sit still and take time to give the main priority space to show you what your other priorities are. Because I guarantee you, he's never going to lead you into the wrong room. He's not only going to lead you into the right room, but he's going to give you the key to open the next door to the next room. So trust God and believe that the way maker will always make a way. God is not a God that shall lie. He never can, he never will, and never has. So I pray that this message sits well with y'all as we as you take this journey with me on the road to a godly lifestyle, man. It's well worth it. I'm looking forward to what the future brings. But that's it for me today. That's it for me today. Hope y'all enjoy, man. We got more on the way. But anywho, you too.
Yeah, spiritual gangster is me though. Share the gospel like Nino. Moved out of Kirby on Ross to deep in the birds where I beat. South side of heaven on lock. I'ma sniff those scriptures like Gino. Used to sip liquor, conviction. Hit first time in the casino.